What is up, the world of the living? My name is BluJayXP. I'm wearing a spaceman suit for no reason other than I was mucking about with my skins, and it turned out that I have a skin like that on the marketplace. Anyway, I'm here on Truly Bedrock, and I've been visiting the shopping district. I wanted to stockpile on gunpowder, bought myself 3 stacks, and decided to check out this area down here. Now, this area is super curious. You see, this area is the area that Slack and Foxy are currently renting out to shops to kind of expand the shopping district, seeing how we basically filled in the cavity we had inside of the mountain there. So, naturally, hello. Oh, that was a creeper. I am not gonna tell anybody that. Naturally, there's a bunch of new stuff popping up that I never seen before. There's this shop with a Johnny Blaze that allows you to buy random nether stuff, which will definitely probably come in handy back when I needed this stuff. Not today, not today. And then there's this little hut over here. Not open yet, but gotta love the shopkeepers. Oh, yeah, let's go check that out. What is happening here? How is it happening here? That's a chicken inside of the armor stand somehow. I'm afraid to come near it. I have no idea. How they managed to make this happen. I'm really interested right now. But yeah, I'm afraid to break this, but this is hilarious. This is the best thing ever. It's like a chicken in an armor suit. Oh wow. I never actually looked what the shop sells. It sells leather, saddles, and that's about it. Potions, I wanna say, but like a very limited amount of them. Okay, I'm gonna revisit this when I have, you know, time and money or need for potions. But actually, yeah, in all honesty, I have plenty of money, enough to buy basically that entire shop, I feel, with the house, with the chicken. But no, that's another thing. I really want to know how he did that chicken. I'm so curious. I'll have to watch his videos. Anyway, friends. Stockpiling done. Let's get back to whatever it is I was doing. And in case you're wondering why I need a bunch of gunpowder and therefore a bunch of firework rockets, well, why would you wonder? You saw the previous video, you know exactly why. Because the rest of this house needs to be built, and this is like, what, 20-30 blocks of a flight downstairs? Yeah, firework rockets are really the fuel that fuels architecture in this game, aren't they? Yeah, today we'll be finishing the other side and perhaps the final bit of the Council of Moonfall. And friends, I feel I figured out a very fun way to do this without it being too drawn in over tasks. Check this out. So you can see that I already filled in the ceiling in here, and now what I can do is I can find the mathematical middle of the room, which would be like this line down. Oh wow, that's not good. Anyway, mathematical middle of the room, which would be down here, and then simply mirror the walls from the inside. Kind of measuring every time exactly how much of an indentations they go, like how much inset everything is, what kind of materials are used to wear, and oh my god, that thunderstorm is bad news considering that I have a bunch of villagers nearby. Anyway, after we've mirrored everything from the inside, it will be much easier to orient ourselves with like within the decorations that I need to apply to the outside, and therefore it will be much easier to actually build anything. Or at the very least, that's the theory, which we will at this point try out and see if it actually works that way. In any other case, I would actually use this thunderstorm to make myself some charged creepers, you know, electric boys. But the truth of the matter is that I'm pretty sure Silent has more charged creepers than I ever will use. Just sitting around somewhere. Yeah, there they are. Yep, that's a lot of electrified explodey people. Trum pum pum, and got it. Look at that. Yeah, outside of the middle line that I will be removing or expanding one or the other, I haven't yet decided. This ceiling is very much a placeholder for now, especially since there's gonna be a ladder leading up stairs, that kind of stuff. It's already still looking really good, already kind of livable, and really that's all that matters in the end. As long as you don't actually go outside and look at it from the backside, and wow, that's yeah, that's a whoopsie. That's not a pleasant sight. Oh well. Second story, mirroring. Let's go. It seems we reached the roof, at the very least sections that end in the roof. And as much as I want to do as much as possible with this build and finish it as soon as I can, the roof is something I'm not quite sure I should be doing right about now, because, well... Okay, here's the thing. Second story done. Third story done more or less, only the roof remaining. First story obviously done. So now we jump off the building and take a look at it, and it looks like... It looks like a sock if you... Like, when you have a particular pattern on a sock, you then, like, tune it inside out, and it looks terrifying or something like that. That's the impression this is giving off right now. So, here's the thing. Creeper. Here's the thing. We can do the boring way. We can just keep flying back and forth, kind of just looking, oh, how is this block placed? How is this block placed? Go back, place it here. Go back, how is this block placed? How is this block? All that kind of boring stuff. That's an option. But what we also can do is a lazier and at the same time more creative route, where we take the general idea of the build, we transfer it over, as we already kind of did, because we already approximately know where what is supposed to be, and what we do next is we alter it in places to create a different facade. So it's the same, but different. But still the same! I don't actually know how that meme goes, I'm sorry. Anyway, what I'm thinking first and foremost, we need to... one thing we need to definitely sync up is the roof. That's a lot of work. That's like a lot of work, guys. I don't know if I have it in me. Second thing, what I wanted to add is I wanted to add furnaces. By furnaces I mean chimneys. By chimneys I mean fireplaces. This is a very large house, like a very large building by heating standards. It seems like it's also in that type of back in that type of like oldie time, when the pipe heating wasn't necessarily a thing, and if it was, it wasn't like that as much as convenient as it is right now. So fireplaces are our only way of heating this place up, so we will need at least like 2. So one obviously will go out here, yes, right in front of the door, so all the heat will instantly escape in the wild. Don't get to... Shush, it's fine. It's fine. The problem is that if we don't plop a chimney in here, this wing ends up not heated up whatsoever. So this is kind of conundrum. This is kind of a no-brainer. Especially since this wing is actually where people live. So yeah, roleplay-wise, we need a furnace, a chimney up here, and we'll need one on the second floor too. And while this area is obviously populated and constantly being walked in, that area on top of it not so much. So I feel the second chimney will go up here, and since chimneys are very heavy, technically, because they are like stone and that kind of stuff, this section here too will have to be transformed into some sort of a cobblestone or red brick, one or the other section that will just hold it in place and help it not fall. Therefore, we're having ourselves a little bit of a, you know, bigger hall up there where people can congregate. And of course, we have a chimney down here. And then also we need to decide where do we put the stairway to the second story, seeing how, honestly, it seems most intuitive to put one up here, simply because it's where you enter. And also because I want this giant area as my ballroom or something like that. So, I don't actually know. On one hand, I really want a grand staircase. And one would fit so well in this area here. On the other, I want this thing called logistics. And logistically, if you have an entrance, you want to have a stairway right next to it, so you don't have to go all the way through the ballroom, like yada yada yada, running all the way here. And also on the third hand, because you know people have free hands like that, I could just place another entrance on this side. For a progress update, here's the middle bit of the, well, yeah, middle bit. We got the chimney all the way up, and obviously, of course, I had to put a campfire at the top, though sadly, it doesn't really emit smoke from any of the useful angles. So, if I'm, for example, right here, the smoke will suddenly stop being emitted, and yeah, once again, Bedrock Edition version problems. Wouldn't work like that on Java, but whatever. We have people playing this game with a phone, we can't afford campfires. I'm still happy that it even works at all. And anyway, a big blob of white glass, like white stained glass, great stained glass, that kind of smoke that we would usually do before the campfire era. To me, personally, looks better anyway, so I guess I'll be settling for that tiny bit later. Also, this is a campfire on top of a hay bale right now, so I'm pretty sure that doesn't work either. Oh, this is delicious! Look at it! So much room for activity! I was about to say so many rooms for activities, and honestly, there's gonna be plenty of rooms to... Oh, crap, I cannot fly. Anyway, let's take a look. This side, I gotta admit, it's way more boring than the other one. I'll give it that, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because not as many people will be probably visiting it from this side over, seeing how I plan to have most of the village, most of the town of the Moonfall on the other side. But what this makes me think for some reason constantly is that I'll have to have some sort of a garden behind here, like, I don't know, leafy maze or something like that. I don't know, might be my GTA Vice City vibes coming back to me, because if you remember in GTA Vice City, behind the mansion there was like a maze, and I remember fondly that you can always find a sniper rifle at the center of the maze, if you just know the way there. Anyway, that's beside the point. What is on point is, well, honestly, the entirety of this building. I'm so freaking proud of it. It looks so good, but frankly looks better from this side, so far at the very least. This side here, by the way, you can actually tell I changed my mind about something. And that is obviously this very plain area down here with all of this stone brick. Now, what I wanted to do originally is I wanted to rise up the stone brick all the way to the second floor, to the second story, so I could have a chimney and like, yeah, a chimney, a half over there. But then I also kind of realized that maybe it's not the best idea to do that, simply because it will look a tiny bit samey. So what I think I'll do instead is I might move the chimney for the second story over into the middle of maybe like that room or something like that. Basically having it more of in a center of the building rather than in the to the side of it, because really when you have a furnace just standing there with half of it sticking out into the, well, into the wild, you're not really heating up the air inside of the house. You're heating up the air right outside of the house. And why are you doing that? Well, it seems there's only one wall left of this house to be filled in. Once again, I want to have an entrance in it. I might have a chimney, might have no chimney. I don't know yet. I will kind of wing it as I go. But before we can do that, I actually have quite a bit of an errand to run. You see, a couple of episodes ago, we worked on the newspaper issue. The newspaper issue for the issue 2 of the Truly Bedrock Herald newspaper. And it just so happens, friends, that you've been smart and I've been stupid. Basically, I got a ton of comments saying, like, Zloy, you need to lock them up. And I was like, I locked them up. I don't know what you're talking about. But it turns out that I locked them up, but then copied the non-locked one. And it was the non-locked ones that I put into the little chest in the shopping district. As a result, for a couple of days it was nice, and a couple of people actually bought, 2 people bought those newspapers. By now, the issues they bought will look like this, because I cleared out all of the text and I already started preparing the area for the issue number 3. And I found out about it today, as I was building this house, and in the background I was watching DaphneElaine's video. And I noticed that when she took the map didn't have the word locked on it. So right now, I already swapped the issues in the chest for the proper ones, so for the locked maps, so it's all fine. Everybody who will buy from now on will buy the proper ones, the good issues. But I need to track down the one Daphne bought, because she's one of the most faithful patrons of my newspaper, and I cannot let her down like that. So, so basically what I'm saying is, we gotta go grab one of the newspapers, sneak into her house, and behind her back, swap the newspaper for the good one. Oh my god, we have ourselves a stealth mission on our hands. Wow! Wow, good thing I swapped the maps for locked ones. Look, everything's in place. We have another 4 sales! That's amazing. That's much more people buying this thing than I ever expected. Okay, now to sneak this one in, and also to return all the pebbles to the bank. Minecraft, what is going on here? I mean, this is a known issue with realms, but it still kind of looks bizarre and hilarious in a way. So you never take that for a redstoner, but seriously, wow. This base is actually way more packed with mechanization than one would expect. I mean, wowzers. Yeah, I'm just kind of recording this to pretend that I am not in fact lost. Oh, that is, and her one hasn't updated yet, which I'm guessing if I take. Oh, it's locked. It's always been locked. Okay. Woo! Woo, dodge the bullet. Everything's fine. Actually, you know what? I have some levels. She probably has an anvil somewhere in here. Let's at least rename it into TBH number 2. Number 2 it was. This. Yeah, there we go. Sure hope she actually didn't have to buy the second one out of this situation. This does actually make me think that maybe at one point I need to have a headquarters for the newspaper. Like, you know, look, a reading cabinet of sorts, where I can just sit down, kind of read up and write my notes for the newspaper and that kind of stuff. Just, you know, sit at the chair like this, demand pictures of Spider-Man, that kind of stuff. You ever just build a window and realize that what you've built is a screaming skull who seems to be suffering? Yeah, allow me to point this out. This is the mouth, this is the eye, this is the eye, this is the nose. Man, remember when all I did was build skulls? Good times, good times. Yeah, the rest of it is not as fun, honestly. I just kind of filled the blanks in, which by filled the blanks I apparently mean literally the blank, because it's fairly blank. It's fairly empty, this wall, which I don't mind, honestly, at this point. Now, obviously, I enjoyed the decorations I did on this side much more. But this side had like a bit of an advantage. And that is to say, I knew what I was doing back when I was building this one. This here is kind of a... Okay, it's not a botched job, because it does the job done. And at the same time, you have to consider that this part will be facing the farm array. The farm array, which risks getting twice as big, simply because kelp is a thing. And I'll need to attach a kelp farm to it. I apologize. Every time I record, I for some reason get hiccups. I'm betting that that's because I have like a stage fright of some sorts or something like that. But point being, the outside shell of this council of the Moonfall is finally finished, friends. This is a glorious episode, and I wish I could have time-lapsed this, but frankly this platform is just not made for time-lapsing. So, check this out. It's all done. It's all absolutely brilliant, and we are gonna start filling this in. It's about time. We added even more functionality to the functionality already in place, and maybe, just maybe, actually moved the crap in. Because this whole time I've been living out of basically nothing. I mean, obviously I have the witch hut back at the spawn. Not back at the spawn, back at the revive. But I don't necessarily use it when I'm living around in here. All of these chests, all of these shulker boxes, all of this crap, I need to actually put into somewhere. And really, I feel the left wing, this wing of the house, of the building, is as good of a place for me to live as any. Especially since it's quite luxurious and will be a center, at the very least the visual center, of the town of the revive. Oh wait, not the town of the Moonfall. Yes, friends, we have finally did it. Now, let's start living it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been BluJayXP. This has been Truly Bedrock. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Do the like if you haven't. And to be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.